Okay, I'm going to try and fill out this table for the idea of body, the theme of the body, as it works in Eat Me and Leisure Center. So, if I start with the basic story, I know it's the speaker is fed and controlled, kills. Leisure Center speaker is watching young girl change. How does Eat Me explore the theme of body? Well, if we go back to the poem, I think there is a sense of the body being something that can give pleasure to others. It can be controlled. The body can be distorted, trapped. And what about in Leisure Center? Its beauty is, of course, emphasized, and its decay. So therein we see the major that's a comparison. Is both poems show the tension between pleasure and decay. I think in this poem we see that through the man's pleasure, her pain, and here we see that through the speaker's envy. On that topic, let's talk about the speaker. The speaker in Eat Me is, who is she? She's a woman. She's fed and she enjoys it. Seems to. She has a moment of rebellion. She imagines she's other things. In contrast, the speaker here is older. She's mixed with desire and jealousy. That's the main thing. I think she resents aging. That's what I know about her. The key language in the poem would be things like wobble, judder, pleasure. That's a word that continue. Crave. I've got greed. Those are some of them. Sorry, I forgot to compare the speakers. The speaker comparison, I think, is in poem 1, the speaker's body is the focus. In 2, it's the girl's. I don't know if that tells us anything about the speakers, but that seems to me something to think about. In Leisure Center, the language, it's so much the description, secret cleft, live, as a leopard, nuzzle, kiss points. I mean, these words are unique, and they give us a sense of the beauty and the eroticism. So if I were to think about comparing the language, in the first one, it's plain and shocking, and in the second poem, it's descriptive, worshipful, erotic. That's what I would say. The structure of the poems are, regular three-line stanzas, and that, who cares? Like, what is the oh, sorry, I got that for form, but okay. There's a change, a rebellion. In the structure of poem 2, is the change is from worship to envy to warning somehow. So in poem 1, we get a change towards strength. And in poem 2, we get an idea of a sense of defeat almost in the speaker. Okay, sorry, yeah. So the form, there is a regular rhyme. 3-line stanzas, regular as well. And why? To counterpoint, I'd say, the light tone with the dark theme. That's what I would say in terms of writer's craft. It's trying to contrast, these rhymes: cook, food, shipwreck, flesh, milk, built, stroke, throat, how, out, drowned, weak, greed, eat, cake made, wait, pink, did, it. This repetition, almost childish and, surreal imagery against this darker weight theme of control and killing. In the form of leisure center, I would say that what we have is no clear structure, no clear form in terms of that. There's variable line lengths, there's variable stanzas, the single line stanzas towards the end emphasize the reveal. This is improvised, flowing over, uncontrolled, and that connects with the speaker's desire, I think, for what they're looking at. The comparison there is between really, really conveniently, control versus free desire. Something like that would really fit for me. Imagery, the key thing when I close my eyes and I think of Eat Me is, of course, fat, but then also the jacuzzi, the desert island, the whale, tidal wave, and then the final drowning. In poem number 2, what do I see? Is I see her cleaning, her long arms, I see I see her absorbed in her beauty. I see the colors. I see her as a flower. I see her surrounded by the eyes of women. There's so much to see in that very, very visual poem. I think in poem number 1, it's in the imagination, metaphor. In number 2, it's so physical and so richly described for me. The 3 key quotes. Okay, this is now we gotta work. I want to talk about the body, so I want to go beginning, middle, and end. So did what I was told. And that's eat me too. I would say something about the repetition of too fat, pleasure, only pleasure, and too fat. I would integrate them somehow. And then at the end, greed, drowned. Yeah. And in leisure center, I would say absorbed. I like more beautiful. The idea of lithe, leopard, secret, cleft. Sip. No. So much younger happens next. These are generally the constellation of quotes I'd want to go to for this poem. The next step I'm going to do in the next video is structure. Well, that's just my revision for the poem. I've read the poem, I've annotated it, I've turned it into a sheet that I can remember, or I can show that I've been thinking through the poem. You should think about what other poems you might think about comparing body to. Now I would like us to just think about the 3 paragraphs, the 3 main paragraphs we're going to write, which is themes, imagery, and techniques, and how we're going to compare them. We'll do that in the next